Hello and welcome to Commercial Subjects Level 2, Introduction to Office Management, Chapter 1, Office Design. At the end of this lesson, we should achieve the following objectives: to identify the term office, to compare between the types of office, to classify the advantages and disadvantages of closed and open offices. Let's have a starter. You can see in front of you a few images. What do all these images represent? Have you seen these places before? Where have you seen them? Maybe in a government, maybe in companies, or maybe in your school. What functions do you think people in these offices do? What is an office? How do we define an office? It is a place of business where professional duties are performed. It is a room or another area where information is received, processed, and made available when required. So basically, it is an area or a space where employees can do their job. We have an assessment activity for you. Write the definition of an office. You have 2 minutes to perform this activity. The answer is the definition of an office. It is a room or an area where information is received, processed, filed, and made available. Check your answers. Now, you have the following 3 images: Office A, Office B, and Office C. What can you see in the following images? What are the differences in the above designs? In which office from the above pictures do you think there is more privacy? We have Office A, where there is only one desk. Office B, where there are more than one desk, but between them separations. And Office C, where everybody is sitting together. In which office can you work more in a team? Finally, in which office can you have less noise? An office can be built in any location. We have many different office buildings. although there are some modern requirements that may make the office designs difficult. These modern requirements consist of legal and technical requirements. Furthermore, there are other requirements that might make it difficult, such as security and flexibility of the layout. Why do we have offices? What is the purpose of an office? Firstly, an office is there to provide a workplace. A workplace for whom? For administrative and managerial workers. Arranging the layout of the office and designing it depends on certain criteria. How many people will be working there? How many number of employees? How much space is available? The illumination, the resources, infrastructure, and office administration responsibility, which means what will the workers be doing there? Will it be office work? Will it be sending emails? Will it be banking? We came back to the previous pictures. Now, as you can see, under each picture we have an office type. The first one is a closed office. What can you see in the picture? What does it mean? We have an office with a single desk. So, a closed office means each person sits in a separate room with its own access, which means that the person will work alone. The second picture is an open office. What does it mean to be in an open office? It means that all employees will be sitting and working together without separation. As you can see in the definition, all employees sit next to each other using their own desk without being separated, which means it's easier to work together and to communicate. Now, the third image shows a cubicle office. What is a cubicle office? It is an office where everybody does sit together, although there are separations between each and every employee. So, it is a partially enclosed workspace separated from each other by partitions, usually 5 to 6 feet. Now we have an assessment evaluation activity. You can find this in your book, page 6. You will compare between an open and closed office by filling in the missing parts. You will have 3 minutes to complete this activity. Okay, now let's check our answers. As we can see, we have a table. It has different points to compare between an open and closed office. You are supposed to fill in the blanks. Now, no privacy is given as a point for open office, which means that open offices does not have any privacy. So, on comparison, there is privacy in a closed office. Okay? So, a closed office, there is privacy because a person will sit by himself. An open office has very little security. Okay? Although a closed office has more security because, as we said, is one person where it has only one access. An open office will have more noise. Why will it have more noise? Because you have more than one employee sitting together, communicating and working together. While in a closed office, we have less noise because one person. In an open office, it is easy to supervise. What does it mean, easy to supervise? It means that a manager or supervisor or even a coordinator can watch what everybody is doing because it's open. But in a closed office, it is difficult to supervise because everyone will be in his own office. An open office is faster to communicate. It's easy and faster to communicate with each other because everyone's close together. But a closed office is slower or has less communication because everyone is alone. An open office has more teamwork, there's more communication, and more teamwork. While a closed office, each one works independently, or you can say he works alone. While a closed office must be costlier, which means has a high cost, okay? It's more expensive. An open office will be less cost or cheaper. Furthermore, an open office is easy to move people, while a closed office is difficult to move people. Great job. Now, we will move to the third objective, which is the advantages and disadvantages of a closed and open office. You will classify the advantages and disadvantages that are here of an open and closed office based on what type you choose. Now, supposedly we chose a closed office. All right? Which ones of the following is an advantage and which ones are a disadvantage? Or supposedly you chose an open office. Which ones of the following are an advantage and which ones are a disadvantage? You have 3 minutes to complete the activity. Supposedly we chose a closed office. What are the disadvantages or disadvantages of a closed office? An advantage of a closed office, it has more privacy, more security, and less noise. Because as we said, he will be working together with his own access, so he'll be more private, has more security, and there won't be a lot of people talking, so basically less noise. The disadvantages of a closed office, it is difficult and hard to supervise. All right? Has less communication, as we said, because he'll be alone. Because there is less communication, there will also be less teamwork. Okay? There will be a high cost, and it will be difficult or hard to move people around. Now let's look at an open office. What are the advantages and disadvantages of an open office? The advantages of an open office would be easy supervision. It's easy to supervise them, as we said, because it's open and everyone is in front of the supervisor. There will be more communication and more teamwork, because everybody will be sitting in the same area working together. There will be less cost and easy movement. The disadvantages of an open office. There will be more noise. Obviously, when you have more people, all of them are communicating and working together, it will be more noisy. It will have no or less security, okay? And no or less privacy, because as we said, everybody is sitting together. Now, we have the following assessment. You will find this in your workbook, page 11, practice 1. You will have 3 minutes to complete. What will you do? You will compare between a closed and open office by saying or stating which has more of the following criteria. All right, now we'll check our answers and do it together. Practice 1, page 11 in the workbook. We have the following criteria and we have closed and open plan office. Now, let's look at the first criteria, which is privacy. It's done for you that the closed plan office has more privacy. Thus, in comparison, an open plan will have less privacy. The open plan office, or the criteria, will be security. As the open plan office has less security, the closed plan office will have more. We'll move to noise. Now, it states that the open plan office has more noise. Thus, the closed plan office will have less noise. What about supervision? If it is difficult to supervise a closed plan office, the open plan office will be easy. We'll move to communication. There is less communication in a closed plan office, while there is more communication in an open plan office. Same with teamwork. There is less teamwork in a closed plan office, while there is more in an open plan office. Let's go to cost. A closed plan office has high cost, while the open plan office has low cost. Lastly, we have movement. A closed plan office is difficult to move, while an open plan office is easy. Check your answers. Good job. Okay, now we have a few questions. There is more privacy in the open office. Is it true or false? Take a minute to answer. The answer will be false. There is less privacy in an open office. Question number 2. An office is a room where information is received, processed, filed, and available when required. Is it true or false? The answer will be true. Question number 3. Modern requirements of an office design is legal and technical requirements. Is it true or false? The answer is true. Question 4. There is no security in a closed office. True or false? It is false. There is security in a closed office. We have now reached the end of our lesson. For more information, you can refer to the Ministry of Education's website, edunet.bh. Furthermore, you can also find the PDF version of the book and workbook of the subject. Thank you and stay safe.